people always say that like European basketball is like higher IQ basketball. Do you think that there's any validity to that?
It's different IQ. I think the NBA has incredibly complex and high level basketball schemes, understandings. Um, but I think in the NBA, there's more often go get a bucket, and that's deemed as less IQ. Understanding how to score on your defender and doing those things is very high level IQ. It's just different. Whereas European IQ is always that five guys figuring out how to score the ball. And where the NBA is very much like, let's find our advantage and just take it. And we want it in our best player's hand on that advantage. And sometimes that's Kawhi Leonard at the elbow with two stunt defenders. That's our best advantage. Whereas Europe doesn't have the luxury of that elite level of talent. It has incredible talent, but I'm talking like otherworldly talent that they can't do as simple of isolations, especially with the three in the key. But I say there's also a lot of similarities. There's a lot of pick and roll. There's a lot of, you're seeing the Thunder do it a lot. And I think it's the other team I was watching the other day. I forget. But the Thunder did a lot in their championship run. It's these like clear cuts where it's like Shai's got an ISO at the top, and like the slot guy will cut to kind of move that stunt defender. And there's a lot of that in the EuroLeague as well.
I think you brought up a really good point about ISO and just the level of talent. I mean, listen, I'm not trying to degrade anyone in the European League by any means. Like, and this is in no way supposed to be the takeaway from this conversation. But Steph Curry as an ISO player or Kyrie Irving as an ISO player, right? They're on a different level than most of the EuroLeague guys. So when all else fails, and you don't have a KD or a Steph or a Tatum to bail you out, like failing is not really an option. Like you can't, like you really have to give it your maximum effort for the play that you're running to work out, because you just don't have, again, a Curry, a Kyrie, a Tatum, a KD, LeBron, pick your favorite ISO guy to go and just get you a bucket. Like,
Yeah.
is that like an appropriate classification?
Yeah. I think a little bit is missing the point, though, because these teams do have one of those guys. Almost every team in the EuroLeague has one of those guys that can do it at the EuroLeague level, but they can't do it as good as Steph Curry, so they're not going to be that guy at the NBA level. Like Kendrick Nunn is like James Harden level ISO scorer in Europe, but he's not that in the NBA. So if he was in the NBA, he'd have to find a role. It'd be a little different. And I mean, he had a year he averaged 20 in the NBA, but it's just like, it's different. I would say it's the supporting cast and what Europe values in those players compared to what the States values in those players. You can have guys that are like Kendrick Nunn, go get a bucket, that's on your bench in the NBA, and that's his role. In Europe, you're going to have less of those guys on your bench and more guys that are going to fall kind of in line and understand the game at a super high cerebral level and are do all those other things right. But you also think in Europe, every guy that elevates to the top, every American at least, they destroyed at those lower levels. Like they've averaged 20 against pros, but their ability to adapt and that's kind of why you see some guys from America come over and they just crazy talent, boom, back in the G League, or crazy talent, boom, done playing, because it's the adaptability. It's being able to understand different schemes year to year and country to country. You know, like how I played in Portugal stylistically is night and day difference than how I was playing this year in Lithuania. So it's like your ability to adapt and adjust is, I think, that is the marquee trait of a high-level European player.